some portion of American public feels like Ukraine and Russia are both very distant, alien, strange, corrupt places. And why should we get involved? It's far away. Both are corrupt. Both are very similar. We just need to mind our own business. I have an answer for that. I felt. And initially, before I made the YouTube channel, I wrote an open letter to Steven Spielberg. I'm, as most people, an admirer of Spielberg's talent, his work, and particularly because he made Schindler's List, a great film about Holocaust. And in his film Schindler's List, at the end of the film, Oskar Schindler says, through sobs, he's sobbing and he says, "I didn't do enough. I didn't do enough," says Oskar Schindler at the end of the film. And the point of my letter to Spielberg was, Mr. Spielberg, do you think that our leaders are doing enough to help Ukraine now? Because now what we have is, since the Holocaust, since the Second World War, is the largest human tragedy in Europe. Do you think, Mr. Spielberg, our leaders are doing enough? Do you think, Mr. Spielberg, that the peoples are doing enough to put pressure on our leaders to do more? And what was implied, of course, is, Mr. Spielberg, where is your loud voice? Why is it that Mr. Sean Penn or Lee Schreiber or Timothy Snyder or other, people who are known and respected, they speak up? They feel it's and we don't hear Spielberg's voice. Why is that? And I wrote this letter. I sent it to New York Times, Washington Post, Variety, New York Post, a handful of major newspapers. Needless to say, it didn't appear anywhere. It was an unsolicited material by an unknown source. And then I felt, okay, well, I need to put it out there. And then I put this letter on my Substack page, as well as other chapters from my book. And I started a YouTube channel. One of my episodes is dedicated to this letter. I'm reciting this letter. It's intercut with the images from Spielberg's Oscar speech, from, shots from Schindler's List. And I am trying to get it out there. And in this letter,
it's a well-produced product, because we're talking to film writer, director, producer Zhenya Kiperman, and he knows from what he says, but he also knows how to present it and produce it in a manner which, A, we can all understand, but B, is quite appealing.
Yes, thank you, Andy. And in this letter to Spielberg, part of my answer to this guy at the pump, why do we need to help Ukraine? In this letter, and I quote sort of close to the, as I remember it, it says, if Putin is not crushed in Ukraine, very soon there will be two camps in the world again, so-called free world, and the rest living in the militarized misery. Only this time, the second camp will be fastly expanding and will be much stronger, with no moral restraints and lots of nuclear weapons. Do we really think that inflation is our biggest problem?